Okay, if you turn to page 17 in your packets, I will teach you how to construct a stem and leaf plot. Now again, a stem and leaf plot is a way of displaying data. If you see data just displayed like this, it's not very meaningful. It's not obvious what the range is, what the median is, what the mean, etc. is. Now also, this is not that many numbers. I choose to use an example that doesn't have that many numbers because it's going to take me forever to set it up if it had too many numbers. But the reason I want you to know about a stem and leaf plot is not so much for you to set them up as for you to interpret them. So a good way of understanding how to interpret them is if you set up a few on your own. So we're going to set this up. Now, when you do a stem and leaf plot, the first thing you have to do is decide what's going to represent your stem and what's going to represent your leaf. And you have to draw a key. So for this one, I'm saying that the stem represents the hundreds place and the leaf represents the tens place. And you notice here that the ones places are all rounded off, so there's nothing in the ones place. So 4 line 8 represents 480. Now, it is possible that somebody else might have a key where 4 line 8 was 48. The 4 might be the tens and this might be the ones. You have to look at your key to understand that. So, my stems are going to be my hundreds place, and I go in order. So I look for my lowest numbers. Well, they're going to be 250, 260, 290. So that has a stem of 2, because the 2 is the hundreds place. The tens place, I have 1 with a 5, 1 with a 6, 1 with a 9. So this represents 250, 260, 290. Then I go for the hundreds place. So I have a 330 and a 350. Now this represents the hundredths place, the 400s. So I have a 450, a 480, and a 490. So this is my stem and leaf plot, and here is all my data. Now looking at this, looking at the key and looking at my data, I know it goes from 250 is the lowest, 490 is the highest. So it would be easy for me to figure out the range. I can also see from this there is no mode. I'd still have to calculate the mean, but I can guess that my median is probably going to be 340 because that's right in the middle. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 340 would be right in the middle. So when you put it as a stem and leaf plot, it's easier to work with the data. So now this is setting one up, and I will have you set one up in your homework, but more importantly, we're going to turn to page 18, and I want you to be able to interpret a stem and leaf plot if you're given one. So if we look at page 18, and we're going to look at this one, I'm going to zoom in for you. Okay. So now they're looking at this, and they're asking us to list the data from least to greatest. Okay? So, I know my smallest number is going to be the first one here. Now I have to look at the key to see what that means, and it says 9 line 0 means 90 feet. So, let me just move this over. So, I have 90. I have 95. I have 100 once, 100 twice, 100 3 times, 104, 108. Then I have 110 once, 110 twice, 110 3 times, 110 4 times, 110 5 times. Then I have 115 once, 115 twice, 115 3 times, and 120. So it's easy for me to list the data from a stem and leaf plot. Now, how many lots are at least 110 feet wide? Okay, at least means 110 or greater. If you're at least 110 feet wide, that's the lowest amount. So let's count. This is 110, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 of them are at least 110. What is the mode? Well, the mode is the one that repeats the most often. Obviously here, the mode would be 110. This made it easy for me to list all the data. I could find the median after I listed the data. Okay? So now if we were to look at the bottom one here, I know that this data goes from 31 to 53, and it seems like most people are around 40. The median happens to be 40.5. And the mode is 42. So you see the stem and leaf plot makes it easy for us to interpret the data.